Hello everyone, welcome to Taylor's Tech Talks, and today we're going to be talking WordPress. My name is Taylor Arndt, and I am a freelance WordPress developer, accessibility consultant, and trainer. I've been in the industry for 3 years now, and I have helped clients from nonprofits to government agencies with accessibility compliance and making websites. We are doing a series called WordPress Wednesdays, and we are going to be building a complete site from start to finish using WordPress. This site will be the home of our Clubhouse Club, WP for All, where we have rooms talking about WordPress, answering questions on a weekly basis. To best follow along with this series, I would recommend you do the following things. If you are blind and you're using a screen reader, WordPress tends to work better using NVDA, non-visual desktop access. If you're not familiar with this software, I will link it in the description. But this is a lot better than using JAWS because the block editor, which is what allows you to edit WordPress content, works a lot better with NVDA, and it's just a smoother experience. This is a free screen reader, so there's no additional cost to you. But there may be a little bit of a learning curve, but trust me, it's worth it. Also, I am using Google Chrome for this series. Right. Last time, we talked about hosting, and we got ourselves set up with some hosting, and we also connected our domain, our address, to our hosting, our property, so that both of these can communicate. Recall that you'll see this little index page, and that is how you know that you've been successful. Today, we're actually going to start putting some stuff on our hosting. And we're going to start actually installing WordPress, which is our content management system. I am going to briefly go over a little bit of background, and then we're going to actually get into a demo. Okay, so let's talk cPanel. Now, you may ask, what is cPanel? cPanel is a hosting control panel that a lot of hosting companies use, including iAccessibility and DreamHost, to allow you to control all aspects of your site, including WordPress, emails, adding extra websites or domains, and adding subdomains, which is like test.wpforall.club. And it allows you to control everything related to your site. And so usually you can get to the domain cPanel by going to your browser, and I'm going to actually do this too, and typing in your domain extension /cpanel. And that will bring you into a username field where you'll have to type in your username and password that you set up with the hosting company. And then from there, you'll be presented into a search field where you will have the option to search all the functionality in cPanel. We're actually going to do that in a second after we get done with this background information. WordPress installation methods. We can install WordPress a series of different ways. One, we can do it manually. So using the database, phpMyAdmin, we'll have to create a new database, adding privileges and all that kind of fun stuff. The other way we can do it is through one-click installation methods like Softaculous or Appitron or whatever app installer your hosting provider has. Usually they all serve the same purpose, it's just the different names of them. Here at iAccessibility, we use Softaculous, but the name is kind of the name, they all do the same thing. So what you do is you'd actually go into your cPanel and find WordPress by Manager by Softaculous, and that is how you can manage your WordPress. And again, we're all going to do this in a second. You can install it either manually or through one-click installers, which will help automate the process. It's demo time. Okay, so let's get into our WordPress and let's start doing a demo. All right, so I'm going to go to my browser and I'm going to find my control panel for my website, so my cPanel, and I'm going to start installing WordPress. So I'm going to go to wpforall.club/cpanel.
P F C F B P L http://cpanel.
I will then enter my username and password. I have logged in and I'm currently presented in a search field. Now, if you are using a screen reader, the easiest way to get around this crazy interface is to just search. So I'm going to show you what I mean. And also, it's really helpful to use NVDA, non-visual desktop access here, to navigate. So I'm going to type in WordPress and you're going to see what happens. Enter.
WordPress Manager by Softaculous.
You notice it brought me right there. The reason I searched and not tried to use elements or links list is because with cPanel, the interface is kind of wonky and every link is repeated twice. So I'd have twice as many things to go through and it'd just be a pain in my neck. So that is why I did it this way instead of trying to do it some other way. All right, so I'm at the WordPress installation screen and I want to find the install button, which is usually a link or a button. Actually, in this case, it's both. So what I'm going to do is if you're using a screen reader, I'm going to press B for button to locate the install. Or if you're using a mouse, please find the install button.
Clickable install button. Dialog. Clickable.
I'm now in a pop-up where I need to fill out some basic information. This is very important that you listen to because if something goes wrong, it's going to be very easy to mess something up. So this is a little bit of a dialogue with a lot of options related to our WordPress site.
Frame, choose the version you want to install. Combo box collapsed 5.7.
The version 5.7, I always want to leave that the same. And the way I got there was I did combo boxes, so press C. And then I found the version.
Combo box collapsed https://.
Okay, protocol. That sounds good. So basically you could change it to http://. But I obviously want this to be a secure site, so I wouldn't recommend changing this protocol. I would try to always leave it secure.
Combo box collapsed for all.club.
And this is important if you have many domains in your cPanel account because you don't want to install it on the wrong one. That would be awful. So this will allow you to install your WordPress on your domain wpforall.club.
Frame edit WP. Edit W.
All right, so I found directory by pressing E, and then it says WP. So that would mean that wpforall.club/WP. That wouldn't be very helpful, right? So I just want to leave that directory blank so that it will install on the root of my site.
Site name edit selected. G. Unselected.
Site name, so this is kind of what you want your site to be called. So I'm going to say WP.
W. F. R. A. A. L.
I'm going to tab to description.
Site description. G. Unselected.
I'm going to make sure everything is deleted, and I'm going to type the home.
T. H. H. A. P. F. R. A. B. E. Clubhouse.
All right, the home of the WP for All Club and Clubhouse.
Enable multi-site left paren. WPMU right paren. Checkbox not checked.
The next portion here is where it will ask you to enable WPMU or WordPress multi-site. Do not enable this because this is a whole nother bear that we're not even going to cover here. Basically, what it will allow you to do is make a network of sites that look similar and have settings that are mirroring of each other. But this could be used for like a school or some other organization where they have a lot of sites and they kind of want the same functionality and the same feature set. But they don't want to have to do it in many different installations. But for today's purposes, we're not going to be worrying about this. In fact, I'm not even very familiar with this myself. So we're just going to leave it the same. Okay, the next part of the installation requires personal information. For the sake of clarity, and that way we don't have to give out any personal identifying information, I will not be covering this portion in the YouTube. But I'm going to quickly go through what you have to do. So you have to be able to create an admin username. And I would recommend, usually what I do is I make it either the client's first name or client's like first and last, just kind of depend on what they want. But I don't leave this default admin. The same with the password. I always randomly generate it for clients. That way I don't have to have their passwords because that's just kind of a pain. But usually what I will do is I will just have a password there. And then I will press install. I will not add any plugins or other custom functionality before install time. It is very important that we actually have the installation done before we add plugins, which are ways of extending your site, and also themes. I don't do any of that here. So I'm going to quickly go through the next installation, and I will see you on the other side. I have reached the other side of the installation, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make sure that my site worked. So the easiest way for y'all to do this is I just open up a new tab in my browser, so Control N.
New.
And I'm going to type in WP for all .club.
B.
My site that I made earlier.
WP for all and dash the home of the WP for all club on Clubhouse document.
So if you see this, your site with your hello world on the bottom there, then you know that you are all set and that your WordPress has installed successfully. If you are there, congratulations. You are ready to move on to next week's phase, where we will be talking themes and other first steps for your site. If you are not, then you may want to go back through the video and figure out what went wrong. If you liked today's video, you can do a couple things to stay up to date with our latest videos and tutorials. You can visit the Taylor's Tech Talks website for the home of all of the Taylor's Tech Talks podcasts, YouTube, and blog posts with interactive transcripts for each video and podcast. In addition, if you would like to support this channel, I have a couple ways of doing so. You can support me using affiliate links in the description. Disclaimer, I do get a kickback, but the money goes directly to support the channel and podcast. In addition, you may become a member at TaylorsTechTalks.com for just $1 a month, and that will get you access to the community Discord server. $3 a month will get you access to honorable mention and the Discord, and $5 a month will get you early access to all videos. Speaking of sponsors and members, I want to thank our sponsors, who are our great members at TaylorsTechTalks.com. And if you would like to become one of those, you may sign up and join the community. I hope you like this tutorial, and be sure to check back every week for new videos as they become added, and check Taylor's Tech Talks frequently. And if you would like to hear this in a podcast form, you may visit Taylor's Tech Talks on Apple, Spotify, Google, and wherever you like to get your podcasts. I hope you guys have a great day. I will talk to you soon.